Well, hello again, and this is my crotch again. Now, the thumbnail was an obvious clickbait, but if you fell for it, you are probably in the right place. So, what's about to happen is I'm going to do the medium test for the FFBeast, which is down here. And I don't have any scientific measurements to make, so this is going to be a very practical hands-on thing, where I just dance with MIGs for a long time, hopefully. So it's going to be boring, but because I can't measure anything, the best I can think of is show you exactly what happened, what I did, and what the result was, so that you can kind of guesstimate how it might work for you. Now the settings are basically, this is currently about 13 kilos max pull here, and at maximum AOA it's a bit more than that, but not much, and it's something like 9 kilos on the ailerons. And this can do more than that, at least momentarily, but I don't know about the stress testing, so that's why we are doing this. Now there are a couple of things that can happen. Now the first one is nothing. I just dance with the MIGs for a while and everything is fine. That is a distinct possibility. Now the second option is the power source, which is somewhere over there, is going to overheat or overcurrent and start protecting itself and shut off. At which point the stick will shut off and my flying is done. At least until probably I have to restart DCS. And the even worse option is that either the motors or the board overheat, overcurrent and give up the ghost. Which I'm kind of hoping won't happen, but well, let's see. So the only kind of real measurement I can make is my finger special from the elevator motor here. And I think these are outrunner motors, so doesn't that mean that the magnets are going to be on the external shell? Hold on, maybe, probably. So the hottest part of the motor is deep inside, so I'm not going to get my hands on it, but the good thing is that the magnets are usually the most sensitive parts of a motor, so it's nice that they are cooled. I can compare it to the aileron motor, which isn't going to get as much stress. They are currently both relatively cool. It's late winter here, so the room temperature is going to be slightly above 20 C. And I haven't done anything with the stick except measure the forces. This is 13 and this is 9. I don't remember what that is in elephant horns and whale dicks or something like that. But anyway, I think this is it. Let's go start the test. And the procedure is simple. We're going to instant action, F18C, Caucasus, and BFM MIGs. And now I'm just going to keep doing this, and this is kind of not the most typical loading you'll ever see, but it's feasible loading. I think this is kind of the worst case scenario, unless you take into account the Manfred special, which is like torture, with the Fogedia 1, which cannot be trimmed, and it's going to want you to push like 20 kilos for an hour. But I'm not going to do that right now. And I remind you again, this is not the full power I can get out of that stick, at least momentarily. But this is more of a durability experimentation. And again, the idea isn't to shoot the mix down as effectively as possible, but I'm not going to cheese it completely So this is a realistic test and a realistic environment. So let's imagine that I want to practice my dogfighting and I have a force feedback stick, and now we are going to do that. Let's go. Fight number 1. I want to know how long it lasted. This does feel really good. I don't know, I might have to increase the aileron a bit or decrease the elevator, because there is a little bit too much discrepancy in the power. And this is where the stress comes in. And remember, we are trying to make this interesting and stressful. Not the most effective fight, but still feasible. And as you can see, unlike the Second World War stuff, these things actually use maximum deflection a lot. And now I'm going to be in a raid fight against a MiG, but this is perfect for the testing. If you try to throw a Messerschmitt or a Spitfire around like I just did, like maximum pull here, you either rip the wings off a lot of the time or just stall out. What the hell are you doing, MiG? I am going to take the shot if I can, so don't try anything stupid.
Altitude. Altitude. Roll left, roll left.
Okay, let's go scissoring. No. Of course, the thing is that these modern fighters don't do dogfighting quite as often as the Second World War stuff. But when they do, it's really, really violent stuff. Round 2. No discernible difference in temperature. Let's go. And the AI is coming in basically super hot. If I'm at 600, he's almost max speed right now, so maybe I'll try some vertical stuff. It's probably going to be interesting. Let's go. This is like two battleships basically fighting at this point. We're both massively overspeeding here. Which is working very well for him actually, because he's doing less of that overspeeding. So I just basically completely optimized this fight. First I did overspeeding and then I lost all the energy advantage I may have ever had. Okay, but this is DCS AI, so yeah. But as you can see, my stick is doing pretty wild stuff right now. Much more so than in a World War II fighter. I'm pulling at the stops almost all the time. Well, not all the time, but a lot of the time, let's say that. I don't know if you can see the icons. Without them you probably couldn't see shit, so...
Altitude.
Are you giving me a shot like that? How about this shot? Okay, let's do a good chase. I mean, the dude's basically just surrendering. Hey, what the fuck? Come on, man, you need to be stressful. That's not stressful, man. That's what you get for not being stressful. Is this round 3 now? At the end of this I'm going to do some initial conclusion stuff because I've been using this stick for a while now. And I've been doing a lot of work with it because I'm stupid and I was trying to do something weird. Like, oh yeah, it now has this metal adapter from Propeller 3D. And it's really nice and beautiful, and I wanted to actually get this offset also going, so I had to butcher it a bit. He does a really nice extension for VKB sticks also, which is what I'm using, but I kind of abused it. And that kind of took me a while, so there's been no videos. Okay, is this guy going to be more stressful? Okay, he's doing 1 circle, and I kind of really don't want to be doing a 1 circle with a MiG-29, but that's where we are at. Now, considering that this is DCSA, I probably might not understand what's going on here. And by the way, this kind of force is really nice. It makes this thing physical like nothing I've experienced before. It almost makes me want to two-hand it from time to time, which is perfect because that's probably what you'd be doing in reality. And you have to be kind of careful with the trigger because you don't want to launch on your thighs, as we say here. Okay, now he's just flying. What the hell, man? That icon is actually making it kind of hard to see him, so it's not really good for me. But maybe it helps you guys see at least something. Come on, man, be more stressful now. If you don't want to be stressful, I'm going to shoot at you. The AI really wants to go really fast in these fights, so
Altitude. Altitude.
let's go. And yeah, of course I should probably chase more than take those pot shots, but if the guy just doesn't want to be stressful, I'm going to kill him, so maybe he's going to learn. Can't say much about motor temps. Pretty much the same, I think. I wish I had proper temperature sensors, but I'd have to put them inside the housing or something. And I genuinely just can't be arsed, so let's go up again. Uh-oh. That was stupid. But it doesn't matter, this is good stress testing. Which way are you going? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, two-handing this is actually handy. It's two-handy. But I'm not really impressed with this TCS AI in general, so... Okay, this is stressful fighting. First of all, because I'm in a two-circle with a MiG-29, and second of all, this is pulling hard on the stick until it isn't. MiG, what the fuck are you doing? We were doing just great testing and now you are like stupid.
Altitude. Altitude.
We were doing so well and now we are not. That's what you get for not doing good testing. Motor temps are like nominal. I think I'm going up again because those seem to be the most interesting kind of fights. Would this be a better view? Well, then I don't get the nice helmet view. Oh wait, yeah, I was supposed to do something, wasn't I? Well, we're not going up this time. Maybe this is the super intelligent AI that will take me into two circle and fuck me over. Maybe it's not. Place your bets. Combined with the VR stuff, which probably is super annoying to watch, but I don't really care. But combined with this VR stuff, the physicality of 13 kilos on pull is just such a nice experience. Could offset a little bit here. And now you are not stressful anymore. Stop being pussy and stress. But the thing is, most people consider World War II really stressful because there are so many dogfights and you are yanking your stick a little bit all the time. Which is a fair point because there are lots of dogfights in there. But when dogfights really happen, nothing is more stressful than this. I probably shouldn't have shot him here. Oh well.
Altitude. Altitude.
The modern fighters simply have so much power and they can pull a lot of cheese, so you are completely yanking on the stick all the time. So yes, it's much more rare that these planes do dogfighting, but when they do, it is really, really stressful. Okay, this time we can try the vertical. Like full vertical this time. I have to time this quite right because I have all the speed in the world and none of the control. Okay, that wasn't full vertical, but I wasn't confident enough because I was so super fast already. Okay, now I just need to dodge this. Okay, this might be interesting and stressful. Because now he will surely understand the hang up there. Yeah, this should be good. Now we are pulling on the stick. I don't think I should be winning this fight so hard. Oh, well, yeah, that was a bit premature from me. But yeah, I was kind of surprised he just gave up the fight so easily. The DCS AI is just so bad. It usually cheats massively in all kinds of parameters, but it doesn't know what to do with the plane. Maybe I can snipe him here. Yeah. Like some of the AI models are just absolutely crazy in performance, but none of the pilots really seem to be. I know the very highest level, and this is random AI, so I'll get the highest AI level at some point. I think it's sometimes pretty dangerous, but oftentimes just not. Now I'm going to go Saturn V and just max bomb it full straight up. This time I'm going to do it, I'm not going to pussy out. Just to make things maybe more interesting. Because I think I'm going to get the most stressful fights when that guy is chasing my tail. It just seems that he gives up so super easily when he's even slightly defensive. Well, he does have a lot of power, I have to give that to him. Does he actually have enough energy to... No, surely not. Anyway, this is pretty good stress testing now, so... That's good. The DCS Hornet has like Saturn V motors anyway, but I think still the AI mix should be handling me much better than this. Okay, now what the fuck, Mick, what are you doing? That's not how you play this game. And of course the stupid icons you can see through the clouds, but I suppose the AI can see me too, so that's just even.
Altitude.
And I'm not saying icons in themselves are stupid, they may be necessary to make a certain kind of realism happen, but the DCS world icons are just so poorly executed. These guys are not being that stressful. It's really hard to say about the motor temps, but I don't know, maybe it's not quite as cool as it used to be, I'm not sure. But it's definitely not burning my fingers or anything like that. Yeah, I need to either reduce the stress on the elevator or increase the aileron. Oh fuck me, what am I doing? Well, this should be stressful. Okay, he's burning too, so at least he's trying to be stressful. When you don't see the smoke, you pretty much know that he's burning. Has this thing been shaped like this so that it would be nice to two-hand? Okay, now he just dropped the burner. But this is great stress testing now. Okay, now he's slowing down a bit, so I'm going to do the same. And this is not as great stress testing anymore, so...
Altitude. Altitude.
And now he's really not stressful anymore. I think this is a little bit less cool than the ailerons. Maybe, I'm not sure. Let's rather not go full Saturn V this time. It's so nice to use this stick now when I have these metal adapters. I can just throw it around pretty stress-free. I'm only stressed about the motors and stuff now. Even the plastic adapter was like surprisingly nice and durable. Uh-oh, this might be bad for me, but it's stressful, so it's good. Yeah, that was a bad shot. But this is great stressing. Can I turn this into a 1 circle fight? No, I can't. What the hell, what did he shoot? Now I like fired because I'm pulling too hard. Okay, now you are breaking off. Fuck you, Mickey. Just as it was going to get interesting here. Okay, but this should be 1 circle now, and that's quite stressful usually.
Altitude. Altitude.
And this is so nice because this is kind of physical now. Probably not quite the same kind of G's. I probably shouldn't have shot that. Yeah, anyway, maybe not quite the same kind of G-forces as in a real plane, but otherwise the added physicality is so nice in this power. And it's not preventing me from controlling the plane at all. I can do just as precise stuff as I ever could, or if not more so. Maybe I'll try a little bit of offset right here. and then go like for an oblique climb over there. Yeah, that was a bad idea, but it's fine. This is stressful. Okay, this is bad. And that's also quite bad. Well, it's not that bad, I guess. I had enough energy so he can't just pull me in his hood. Okay, so here, let's go for the one circle now. Yes, I know with the MiG-29, but that should be stressful, I suppose. Maybe a little bit more speed. And he's not patient enough to be truly stressful. God damn you. So you'd much rather just swim into my sights than be stressful. If that's how you want to play it, then fine. I have to admit I'm kind of starting to sweat a little bit, which is okay. Unfortunately you can't share the smell, so you are missing out most of it. Yeah, I think the motor shell might be a little bit warmer than the ailerons, but I'm not sure. And the problem, of course, is that the real heat is inside the motor. I have no idea what that might be. And this might be the worst one circle entry ever. Well, probably not ever, I've done worse. But it's not very good. So let's make it 2 circle. That's stress. Unless he just wants to reverse direction and fly right into my sight or something. Or just not reverse direction and fly into my sight. That's an option. Okay, now he stopped burning. So I should probably 2. Let's see if I can get you right here. No, I can't. Add a little patience and let's go again. So what the hell are you doing now? You want to pull me into the... Why did I even do that?
Altitude. Altitude.
Yeah, I think that if I want to make these fights more stressful, I probably shouldn't end them prematurely. But I guess that's just so natural to me. I mean, killing my enemies, not other premature endings. Yeah, I'm pretty confident in saying that the elevator motor is now warmer than the aileron. Like, you can feel it. Or in these temps it's actually less cool than the ailerons. But just to remind you, the real heat is deep inside the motor and I don't have any access to it, so... Yeah, this might be interesting now. Let's make this more of a rolling scissor. And as you can see, if I was ham-fisting my stick like this, and I'm flying a Spitfire or Messerschmitt, the end result would be very different, but these modern planes just take so much ham. Why am I shooting this guy again? Well, he wasn't being stressful, so he deserved it. But all in all, this feels so good flying this plane in a fight like this with the FFBeast. The only thing that really doesn't feel good is that I don't know what's going on down there. Like, the Rhino would tell me all the time and I could trust it to not kill itself, but this will give me anything I ask of it, unless, for example, the power source decides to close down or something. I'm pretty sure the power source will know what to do if things get too stressful. And of course that's not ideal because then my fight is over and I lose, but at least I won't lose my stuff. Okay, now this is kind of interesting, like two circle fight vertically, okay? And I'm doing with a MiG-29, which is kind of not great, but this should be stressful, so it's fantastic. Maybe I should not pull on the trigger all the time. Okay, now this MiG is actually playing this really well. I probably need to just close him down. I can't go on a raid fight against him. Let's see if I can get him to do stupid shit here. This is good stress testing. I need my energy, but I also need to slow down, so I guess I'm pulling up here. Yeah, this is interesting now. Like properly a bit stressful. Good job, MiG. This is what I wanted from the start. Let's make this a little more interesting. So what the fuck are you doing now? Okay, now I'm probably going to be able to pull you, maybe. That wasn't a good shot, but it doesn't matter. This is really stressful now. Very nice. And this is where I'm already feeling it in my arm. Like I said, I love this feeling of physicality here. I don't know if I would actually love a 7.6G in reality, but this feeling, it's a nice addition to the whole experience now. Okay, so what now, dude? Dude, we were doing so nice, we were super stressful.
Altitude.
I think this is one of the higher AIs now. Because it's not like giving up on purpose immediately. It's not doing really well, but it's... Okay, can I make this turn? I think I can.
Altitude. Altitude.
Yeah, this guy's giving a relatively interesting fight here. And I'm just going to say it again, but I really love how I'm like two-handing my stick at some time. Moving my hands around in the cockpit. And fuck me. I mean, isn't this exactly what people are looking for when they fly simulators, like this kind of experience? Yeah, I want to feel tired and awful and horrible. Yeah, yeah. By the way, that MiG's probably running out of fuel, like, right now. But this is good testing now, really good. Good job, MiG. And I'm probably going to run out of fuel, but that is fine, because that's really good test. I can't wait to see the results of the temperature from this kind of constant pull. I almost had him. Not quite. And he fucking runs out of fuel. But hey, that's good testing. Really good. And the elevator is a lot less cool than, well, it is less cool. I don't know if it's a lot less cool, but it is. I wish I knew what was going on inside there, but I don't, so I don't. We will notice from the smell of burning or exploding electronics at the latest. And that's where the Rhino really has a massive edge on this thing. But hey, if this test is successful, then you don't really need to know the exact temps, right? Because this is not the maximum power from the device, but it's a lot, and I'd say this is, whoa, definitely enough power for all practical purposes. Like, if this is the maximum this thing can deliver on the long term, I'm never going to need more. Like, really desire, like, well, no, I need more power. Sure, I might want to experience actual F-18 forces, which would be 18 kilos instead of 13. Sounds like a nice experience. I might go for that if possible, but I won't miss it that much if this is what I end up getting. Okay, Mick, try to be more stressful now. Dude. Like, this is not really stressful, man. If you don't behave, then I'm going to shoot you. Do something. Maybe something stressful. Okay, now he just became less stressful. And now he's just stupid. Dude, this is stress testing. This is not supposed to be like formation flying, man. Like, what the hell? Going to shoot you in the cockpit if you don't behave. Oh, it's a cloud, so let's go. Oh, don't throw that at me. Asshole. Let's go. I think I could probably put my foot on the power source to see if that's warming up, but I'm not sure that's the smartest thing ever. I'll probably just kick it off and cut off all the cables and such. Yeah, the elevator is a little less cool than the aileron. Yeah, I actually had my flaps on, but that's nice because they're automatic. Doesn't matter. Okay, let's not have your nose on me, please. Whoa, shit. Okay, maybe this guy wants to be stressful. Yeah, this is quite promising. He knows not that he should try to use his advantage in energy. And why do I keep taking these stupid shots before there's any stress on the stick? Don't answer. And not stressful anymore. That's about 40 minutes of shooting down MiGs, which is kind of interesting already. I think this is going to be 1 hour or bust. Let's see. Not good, not good. Opposite of good. But stressful, which is fine. Okay, make what next? I'm fairly slow here, so if he can kick out into like a 2-circle fight or a raid fight, I might be in trouble here, but I don't think he can anymore. Especially now. Just a lucky shot, because I would probably take that in reality.
Altitude. Altitude.
Okay, now he's burning, probably. I think so, yeah. But he's not being super stressful, so I'm just going to kill him. Remember, people, you should always be super stressful or somebody might kill you. It's probably the best life advice I can give. Not saying it's any good, but So is there any way I can try to be more stressful here? Let's go slow. Let's see if... Well, this isn't slow by any means, but let's go much slower than before. Because in that case he might go vertical and get on my tail. Because he's bombing it like super fast, like 600 plus. Okay, now I have the advantage in turning circle. But he should have massive energy advantage over me. Which he has no intention of exploiting here, so... No. What can you... Dude! Dude! The fuck, man? Like, is that your idea of being stressful? Well, to be honest, I'm feeling kind of stressed out by that, so I guess it worked. Yeah, the elevator is now comparatively warmer than the aileron. Does it matter? I have no idea whatsoever. I have no idea what's going on inside the motor. I don't know what the circuit board is doing. I have no idea what's happening in the power source. So we'll just have to fight and see what happens. Like I said, as far as testing goes, the Rhino wins massively. Because it actually knows how to give you results. Also, however, the Rhino would have already reduced the stresses like long time ago. It can take only a couple or maybe 3 of these fights before it starts cutting on the power. Okay, I shouldn't shoot that. But the Rhino also keeps me safe, which I appreciate massively.
Altitude.
Like these are closer to €1,000 devices. You don't want them to just give up on you completely and finally, so... I really appreciate that part of the Rhino keeping me safe. But it's also quite interesting how the much less powerful device has so many more safeguards. I understand there are limitations in, for example, what these motors provide. I think maybe the Rhino actually has the sensors built in the motors, I'm not sure. But it also measures like the current draw from the power source, so if you set it to some kind of maximum value you know is safe for the power source, you can be pretty sure that the device will never give up on you because of overdraw. So basically the Rhino can guarantee that every time it does give up on you, it's going to be benign and easy to handle and safe. Now the Beast just basically tells you to come and have a go if you think you're hard enough, and I'm hard enough, I know, but I don't know. The idea is that it just doesn't give up on you, or if it does, it's the power source, which is recoverable failure. If not for this plane, then at least for the system. And just as a reminder, this is 13 kilos on the pull and I think it's 9 kilos on the aileron. Okay, this is now stressful.
Altitude.
Come on, dude, be more stressful. What the hell was that? I think we are going to shoot down a few more MiGs and then that's it. This is getting kind of repetitive already, but also it's kind of fun stuff, so why not? No MiGs were harmed during... well, actually they were, but... who cares? Let's try a more sensible velocity at entry. Well, it's not really that sensible, but more sensible, as I mentioned. Okay, he's going to circle, which is fine for stress testing, actually, really good. Quite interesting fight, and moderately stressful already. And as I said, maybe I really shouldn't pull on the trigger part. This time I'm going to pull the trigger, if I get my chance, which I don't. And by the way, I also haven't used the funny button yet once. Okay, now I used that funny button. Even though this is where I probably should.
Altitude. Altitude.
Like here, just a little yank and I'd have him. The mechanics can have fun with the plane after overaging. And I can have my fun now. Now he just suddenly stopped being stressful, so I take the shot. Okay, that's a little bit more stressful. I like it. Yep, he's at least trying to be stressful. Greatly appreciated. Here I probably shouldn't go for the shot right now. I don't really know what this guy is trying to achieve here, but right now he's not being really stressful, so I just kill him. Or not. Yeah, this is kind of interesting fight, but now he's basically ceased to be stressful, so die. Maybe the other motor too. Okay, let's go. I think it's like 5 more minutes now. Maybe I'll try a sensible entry right now. maybe 450, which is probably a bit fast actually, but because this guy is absolutely bombing it, then I need to be a little bit fast. So. Okay, now I'm going to turn inside him pretty easily. But the follow-up is going to be the interesting part, and he's vertical, which is probably the worst possible option for me. And now he's not vertical, which is not the worst option for me. I'm in fact at pretty optimal position here, or at least speed-wise. Go slightly over him and pull. And this is good stress testing right now. I'm repeating myself, but I do like it so much when this stuff gets more physical than usually.
Altitude.
Okay, this is interesting stress testing now. This must be one of the better AIs. Like now he's in my sights, but he's somewhat far away. And definitely over the hills. Well, that's one way to make the fight much less interesting right there. Good job, me. Well, maybe the next one is also interesting. Okay, now I'm sensing that the elevator motor is actually basically at the bottom edge of what's considered warm. Yeah, it's definitely over room temperature. But it's not like actually warm. But the thing is, I really needed to know what's going on inside that thing, and I have no idea, so... Okay, this could be interesting. Two-circle fight. Usually results in a lot of stress on your elevator. And the MiG should absolutely blast me here, but as I said, the Hornet in DCS is kind of powerful, and the AI in the MiG is kind of not. And then he just gives up. Good job, dude. Now he's not burning because he's sending a smoke signal, so I need to be a little bit careful here.
Altitude. Altitude.
Now he's just basically flying there, like... What's the fun in that?
Altitude.
Okay, that's interesting.
Altitude.
Now what the hell is he doing? Okay. This is like interesting and slightly stressful. He's doing pretty weird stuff most of the time. And also what's a little bit worse here is that the AI actually doesn't understand that this is a guns only fight. So what it just did over there was completely catastrophic if I had missiles. But this is quite stressful, so I like it. Okay, let's put some stress on this guy. Where the hell did you go? Dude, that's not being stressful. I'll put some stress into you in 20mm packets if you are not stressful. Okay, that's probably not the kind of ejection. Yeah. Like, usually better go up. Okay, we are approaching the 1 hour point of this thing, and let's go for one more MiG. I'm just going out there stating that if I can do this for 1 hour, it's pretty good stress testing. And nothing has exploded so far here. Well, maybe a few MiGs, but beyond that. So one more MiG and then it's time for conclusions. And I need a drink. Okay, this looks like a fairly stressful MiG now. Unless the AI does something really boneheaded, this will be a stressful fight. Note the word unless. Like, imagine if I had missiles here.
Altitude. Altitude.
Like, what am I supposed to do here? Just snipe him out of the sky or what? I guess so. Like, this is not hyper stressful stuff right now, Mick. What the fuck? Okay, that's about 1 hour of MiGs. So the temperatures are... The aileron feels kind of cool and the elevator is now warm. But not like super extra warm. But if this is like the outside temperature of the elevator, the inside must be kind of hot right now. I don't feel any real adverse effects or anything like that, so... I suppose the Beast made it through the medium test, and the hard test would be the same thing with like maximum power or at least higher power, which would be 18 kilos. I think is the realistic max pull on the Hornet. I don't know, that's probably more than this is officially rated for. By the way, okay, this is the conclusions part now. So by the way, in the previous stuff there was like one number and I got it wrong. This is not a 45 Newton meter unit, it's actually 50 something. I think 51. Maybe. Okay, I just forgot, but there are so many numbers to remember, so I forgot it. And I think if I do 18 kilos max pull, then it's going to be right at the edge of what this thing is rated for. This is the FFBeast unit made by GVL224. It's early 2026 edition. I know he likes to make changes to these, but this is in early 2026. So yeah, so let's go through some stuff. First of all, most importantly, I declare the FFBeast survival of the medium stress test. Yeah, it's basically warm-ish on the elevator and room temperature-ish on the ailerons. And what does this feel like? This actually feels incredibly good, I have to admit. I kind of thought that I am the more power kind of guy, and I am, turns out. And this is like not at all affecting my precision here. It feels really nice and crisp everywhere. And I don't feel at all that I'm suffering in the precision department because of all the force I'm having to use. Because obviously when I'm doing smaller movements in the middle, the force is nothing like 13 kilos. It's just nice and crisp there. I'm gonna have to hit some tankers to really test this FFBeast now. But yeah, the force feels amazing and all that power, I love it. And the added physicality it brings to this experience is also incredible. It's a fantastic addition to this experience. Now, as I said before, even at these forces there is some kind of like wavy response I can find if I really try, which is just not there on the Rhino. But it doesn't affect me in any way when I'm doing dogfighting, and even in generic flying it's really usually not there. But like I say, I'll have to do some more formation stuff and more tankering stuff to test this really out. So the force and the feel in general are incredible. The added immersion it brings is fantastic. And I've never had this much fun shooting down MiGs for an hour. I haven't done that a lot, so yeah, but it's great, it feels great. And the adapter made by Propeller 3D works fantastically. You can't see it at all, there's now a metal adapter that replaces the bottom part of this VKP MCGU grip, which interfaces into this aluminium profile with steel plates. It provides this kind of S or Z shape, so that the base can be a bit further forward, which helps me a little bit. And this length is now absolutely perfect for me. Initially I didn't think I could use this extension at all, but I did some butchering to it, and it's actually completely perfect right now, and it's holding under this power perfectly well. I also accidentally noticed because you can adjust the angle of the stick now like a lot, and I kind of first laughed it off when I accidentally gave it a lot of forward lurch, but I actually found out that I really do like this aggressive forward leaning posture on the stick. So the VKP MCGU stick is amazing. This propeller 3D adapter is fantastic, and his extension is also great, even though I'm not really using it like it's supposed to, but it's still really good. And I think GVL also makes this kind of extensions, just not these VKP adapters. And the GVL mid-bass, so far it has been amazing. It's an interesting comparison to the Rhino, and having lots of experience with the Rhino and some experience with this. I'm not ready to say one is better than the other, but I can say that everything about the force this brings to the table, all that power, is really good. And even the things I was skeptical about, all that force, kind of aren't there. All the good parts I was expecting are, but the bad parts aren't. Like I said, this is 9 kilos on aileron, and I can totally one finger it. And it's 13 kilos, and I can totally one finger that without any problems at all. So it might sound like an enormous amount of force, and for a joystick, yes, it is relatively. Like if you don't have a force feedback stick, even the Rhino is actually quite powerful with its 9 Newton meters, but this 51 is just bonkers for a joystick. However, in absolute measurements, it's a lot of force, but it's not like crazy mad amount of force. And this is not maximum, remember that. But when I say this is 13 kilos, you're probably thinking, oh wow, that's a lot. But in a way it is a lot, and in other ways it's just not that much. Like you can see, I'm one fingering this easily, and obviously I have these massive He-Man muscles and most probably don't. But still, 13 kilos maximum is not that much. And I know there are a lot of people who don't even use the maximum force on the Rhino, which is perfectly fine. So I don't know what I would recommend to people, because this is such a personal experience, but I personally like this amount of force a lot. And to me it's just not actually that crazy amounts at all. It's really comfortable for me, and the big benefit here is that in the region where I spend most of the time, like right here, where I can still like two finger this playing around completely effortlessly. It doesn't tire me at all, but it's still nice and crisp because the max force is such huge, or so huge. So, like I said, everything I expected of all this power is just as great as I thought it would be. But the negative sides I was thinking about, they just kind of are not there. The only negative is that, like I said, I can feel some waviness in the response. And my premature conclusion right now is still the same as it was before I had extensive time with this proper adapter. And it's kind of that all those nice protections like overcurrent limits and overheating protection and the incredibly smooth feel of the Rhino means that if you don't want all this power, you're actually then probably better off with the Rhino. It's slightly smoother, somewhat safer, and Yeah, I'm not going to go too far into conclusions yet. I haven't done all the kind of testing I want to. As I said, I'm going to go for more formation and refueling and all that precision stuff next. So take this with a lot of salt. I don't have the experience with the beast yet to go for any kind of conclusions. But I can completely confidently say that I love this power. And this amount of power, like 13 kilos, 40 something Newton meters. It's not excessive, it's fine. It's a lot, but it's fine for me. But I happen to know a lot of people who don't even use all the power on the Rhino, so you might not even like this experience at all. It's difficult to say. But for me, yeah, it's fine, and I don't know. When the choice comes for me to either go back to Rhino or go on with this beast, yeah, right now I don't see giving up all this power. But like I said, I haven't done enough testing to say for sure. But I love the Rhino, I loved it for 3 years, and I now love the beast also, so whichever you are getting, you're probably not going to be disappointed. And force feedback in general is just mind-bogglingly awesome stuff. Like, right now I'm not even really using the force feedback much. I have the extra stuff from the AOA, and still this is the best stick ever with the Rhino, because I get the fantastic totally stiction free and completely smooth damping, and I get all this power, and it's smooth, completely, totally, absolutely stiction free, and the precision and accuracy of this thing, it's mind-blowingly good. And when I start adding the real effects that people associate with force feedback, like stick shaking when I shoot, or when the plane shakes, and when I'm rolling on the ground, when I'm activating the air brakes, which would be super cool in that fighting, because I can feel when the air brake is out and when it's in, and how much of it is out. That's really good stuff, but that's just icing on the cake. And I didn't even have all that on for this test. It wouldn't affect the stress testing at all, basically. And I've been mostly flying the A10 because I'm reviewing it, and I have all the effect profiles for that, and it's awesome. But I always want to remind people that the main course is the incredibly good feel you get from force feedback, and all those effects on top are just fantastic extras. The stiction free damping, completely smooth travel, lot of force, that's the main course. But again, in final conclusion, the beast survived the medium stress test with flying colors. It's just awesome. And I can't feel any real heat on the outer shell, but I shouldn't. The interior would have melted long time before that. But there you go. I will probably post some more stuff about the software, and we'll have to see if I go for the more extreme stress testing also, because this 13 kilos feels really nice to me. It's where I probably want to stay. So any more stressful testing would be just for the heck of it, but hey, I do stuff for the heck of it, so we'll have to see. Anyway, That's it for this stress testing part 1.